Next up, how to keep that border looking crisp and white. So no bleeding of our corrections off into the border. Once again, you want to make sure that your retouch layer is selected. We're going to go over to the Rectangular Marquee tool. That is up at the very top of the toolbar. Well, one down from the very top. I'm going to make my image larger, and I'm going to start up here. When I draw out the marquee, I want it to be big enough that I can gather a lot of information in here. Okay, that looks pretty good. If it's not aligned perfectly, you can use your arrow keys to move it in 1 pixel increments. And if it's not totally square, sometimes that's handy to, tweak as you go. I'm going to grab either the healing brush or the clone stamp for this. We cannot use the patch tool because it is also a selection tool. So I'm going to set my source point down here. I'm going to come up here and just draw along. Notice now, I'm going to set my source point again, I'm not drawing outside of the selection I have made. So it's a great way to keep the edges nice and clean. Okay, I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. I'm going to make this brush really big this time. Source point, big brush, source point, ooh, I have a repetitive clone. One here and one here. So let's get rid of that one. And we might as well get rid of that one. Okay, to the other side. Well, look, it didn't go all the way over. If I go back to my marquee tool, I can just click inside of here and move the selection I already have. Now I'm down a little bit, so I'll just use those arrow keys to pop myself back up. And I'm going to grab my healing brush again. I'm going to set my source point. Of course, I think I really want the clone stamp here. Okay. Whoops, that doesn't look good. Command Z, pick a better source point. Still doesn't look great. Let's go back to the healing brush. So that's what I'm talking about. If something doesn't look good, switch back to the other tool. Command D to get rid of the selection. So now we've gone from this to this. Now do you see how it's a little bit mucky right there? Now's a great time to go back to the patch tool and just kind of grab a big selection of this and bring it down, and it smooths it out. Same with over here. We can just grab a selection, drag it down, and it does some smoothing for us. Okay, up here at the top of the hat, you guys, that would be a clone stamp. You'd work outside, then inside, then outside, then inside. You'd rebuild that corner of the hat. Down here, I'd build the marquee, or I'd build it. I would use the marquee and to keep my edge away from the white and use that black. Remember, this is a defined edge. This is a defined edge. So you may need to work with a smaller brush. Okay, that was the marquee tool.